Vega nearly kills herself.
SmackDown's going back to 3 hours.
No need. And there's a match for the men's tag titles next week. Hello, welcome to Wrestle MSX. I'm Michael.
I'm Sally.
And we begin with Nick Aldis addressing Drew McIntyre on X by inviting him onto SmackDown to discuss a resolution to bring him back. We then cut to Cody Rhodes walking through backstage and asking if Drew's here. Aldis says no, saying that Drew's legal team have sent a letter claiming it's an unsafe working environment and that he's refusing to come in. Aldis then says he's going to go to Drew's house to sort things out. Oh, I can't see that ending well. Cody then takes the letter, screws it up and heads out to the ring. Cody says if he was Drew's boss, he'd fire him, but he's not. What he can do, though, is whip his behind. Cody's then interrupted by Oba Femi, who he'll be facing tomorrow at Saturday night's main event. But if you're watching this tomorrow, it'll be tonight's Saturday night's main event. Femi tells Rhodes he's worried about the wrong guy and then introduces himself. He says the future is here, is him, and that his time is now. We've heard that before. Cody says that's a John Cena line. Yes, it is. And that he beat him for the championship. Cody then looks to leave the ring, but Femi stops him, with the pair then raising their titles.
We then cut to backstage with Fraxiom telling Dragunov that if DIY appear tonight during his match, then they'll come out and help him. Dragunov refuses their help, with us then heading to our first match of the night. Dragunov versus Ciampa for the United States Championship.
Chops and slaps start us off, with Ciampa then drop-kicking Dragunov's injured knee and trying to cover. We then head outside with Ciampa suplexing the Mag Dragon into the ring steps as we break. We come back to Dragunov trying a Constantine special, but collapsing due to his injured knee. Dragunov, though, comes back with 2 German suplexes, a slam and cover for 2.
Ciampa then gets 2 after an air raid crash on the apron, with Dragunov then landing a dropkick from the top rope, which temporarily takes it out of both men. We come back from another break, with Ciampa landing another air raid crash from the top rope and covering for 2. Dragunov is busted open at this point.
Don't know how.
The pair exchange slaps once again, with Dragunov then no-selling a German suplex and landing a torpedo Moscow.
Johnny Wrestling then appears on the apron, which, of course, distracts the ref. This allows Candice LeRae on the other side of the ring to drop Dragunov on the top rope. Ciampa then downs Dragunov with a knee and covers for 2. I thought that was going to be it then. Ciampa then looks for fairy tale ending, but Dragunov counters and covers for the 1-2-3. After the match, Gargano enters the ring to put a beat down on Dragunov, but Carmelo Hayes heads out for the save, clearing out DIY. So watch out for Dragunov and Hayes teaming up.
Backstage, Kathy Kelly asks Javon Evans how he's feeling about his match tomorrow night, Saturday night's main event. He's excited, to say the least. Then he's interrupted by The Miz, who's still annoyed that he's not wrestling tomorrow, adding that Javon is not ready. Javon asks if he wants to throw hands, with The Miz then heading off to speak with Nick Aldis for a match.
We then get Uncle Howdy saying we're here, and when we come back from the break, they are. Howdy says that Solo's real family has turned its back on him and that he's disillusioned, adding that he's out of his mind, saying the MFTs run SmackDown. The MFTs run nothing while the Wyatts have the tag titles, with Howdy saying if you want them, come get them.
Solo's music plays, but he and the MFTs appear on a Titantron. Solo says he ain't just going to come out, he calls the shots, and that next week they're coming to take the tag titles. Solo adds that if you want to keep your family safe, then give us the titles, because if you don't, the only thing you can do is run.
I'd love it if somebody called somebody out once and said, just give us the titles. They went, okay.
Okay.
We then cut to Flair doing Bliss's hair, not Rick, Charlotte, saying she's going to win tonight, and after she does, they're going to focus on the tag titles again. Rhea Ripley then appears, saying her and Io are next for the tag titles, with Bliss saying they're not stepping aside for anybody. I just want some female tag action Get on. You keep talking a good game.
Yeah.
We won it. Let's do this. No more singles.
Alexa Bliss versus Lash Legend is next up, with Flair and Jax at ringside. Lash catches Bliss off the apron, tosses her over the timekeepers, and then heads back ringside and covers Bliss twice for 2. Bliss mounts a comeback, but Jax gets involved, tripping Bliss on the apron. Flair heads over and super kicks Jax, with Legend then pump kicking Flair before heading back into the ring, countering a DDT by Bliss and then landing Lash extension. Legend then covers and picks up the victory.
Yeah. Fair dues. I thought she might win.
Yeah.
Got to put her over.
Yeah.
Get her up there. Anyway, backstage, Kathy Kelly asks the Blacks if she can have a word, with Zelina saying it didn't have to come to this and that Priest doesn't like the man he's become. Black then says if Priest is keen to drag his friend to hell, then so be it.
We then learn that SmackDown is going to go back to 3 hours on January 2nd. We see another WrestleMania vignette with Jade Cargill saying they say too much with their big egos and big expectations. At this table, she's that pitch. WrestleMania is anyone's game.
Just a side note on the 3 hour thing for SmackDown. Well, there's no need for a start because all you're going to book it out with is a ton more adverts and maybe one more match. I'm not going to get anything else.
No.
You give me 3 hours and you say, yes, I appreciate it's to showcase talent, of course, because that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
But you're not going to give me 3 or 4 more matches.
No.
You're now becoming half an hour longer than your flagship show, which is Raw. So I don't really know. Oh well, yeah, it's advertising, of course of course it is. But if you cut down some backstage, you could get some more matches in. Yeah. Or the matches you do have, well, they may make them longer because apart from the first match and the last match, Bliss and Legend wasn't that long, and Evans and Miz wasn't that long. Like a couple of minutes maybe, but then as I say, backstage you have to have a storyline. Yes. You have to build the storyline. Yeah. You have to start a storyline. I get that, but an extra hour and all you're going to get is a ton more adverts. I don't need to see an interview. Presently through SmackDown, I don't need to see multiple interviews with John Cena. You just book it. I don't need to see that. I just want to see some. I want to see a bit of backstage. I want to see some in-ring action. Yeah. This extra hour. It's just a joke. It's going to be an absolute joke. Ramble. It will be, and that's all it is. You might get one extra match, if that. Yeah. Anyway, up next, The Miz versus Javon Evans. Springboard Hurricanrana sends Miz to the outside, with Evans following up with a springboard moonsault before heading back into the ring. Miz though throws Evans into the ring post as we then head for a break.
We come back to The Miz holding Evans in an STF, which he escapes, before landing a kick after a few circus tricks and covering for 2. Evans then misses a moonsault, with The Miz then landing a 5-knuckle shuffle and looking for an AA. Evans escapes the AA, lands the OG cutter and covers The Miz for the 3 count.
Backstage, we see Jax and Legend approach Ripley, saying things have changed around here. Rhea asks if that was a threat, with the 3 of them then just talking about the women's tag titles. Priest then appears, saying he likes her energy and can't wait to see it in the ring. Priest then heads off to continue getting ready, with Jade Cargill then entering shot. Rhea and Cargill exchange glances, with Cargill then walking off.
We then see Michin walking through Gorilla for her match, but she gets attacked by Cargill, who then heads to the ring. Cargill tells anyone they can step up and get stepped on, with Michin's music then playing and the superstar heading out. Michin brings a kendo stick with her and manages to land a few hits, but inevitably the women's champion gets the upper hand and drops Michin with a choke slam before heading off.
I'm sure that was a scheduled match.
Yeah.
So, last match of the night, Aleister Black and Zelina Vega versus Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley in a mixed tag. The Blacks jump the former Judgment Day members while they acknowledge the crowd and before the bells even rung, with the men then eventually starting things off. Priest then tags out with Rhea chasing Vega around the ring before the pair get in as we break.
We come back to a Meteora from Vega and cover for 2, with another cover for 2 after a DDT. The men then head back into the ring, with Priest picking up a 2 count after a Falcon Arrow. Black then gets a 2 count off a bridge German suplex, with the women then coming back in. We see twin moonsaults from the Blacks to the outside, with the fight then heading back into the ring.
Vega comes off the top rope, but Rhea catches her and sets her up for Riptide, but Vega counters, I think, and nearly breaks her back in the process. This looked awful. Vega lands face down on the mat, with Rhea then landing on top of her and concertinaing her legs onto her back. So basically, imagine your heels touching the back of your head. Yeah, if you get a chance to see it, it looks awful. Vega, though, somehow lands a code red and then covers for 2. Rhea then gets in a cover, but he's pulled off by Black, with the 2 then squaring up.
Black leaves the ring, but as he gets on the apron, Rhea headbutts him, which then allows Vega to roll up Rhea, but only for 2. Rhea then grabs Vega, but Black heads back into the ring, only to be intercepted by Priest. This sets up double Razor's Edge from the Terror Twins, with Ripley then landing a Riptide and covering Vega for the 1, 2, 3. SmackDown goes off the air with the pair celebrating.
Yeah.
Nothing amazing really, was
No.
there? Nothing.
No, obviously you're showing Javon Evans, you're showcasing him.
Yeah.
For Saturday night's main event. You're showcasing Lash Legend.
Yeah.
I get that. Yeah, and they want to extend this to 3 hours. I don't. I mean, it's advertising. It's the money.
Yeah,
it's the money men, of course.
At the beginning as well, they obviously had Cody and Oba.
Over
Femi,
yeah. I mean, I get
trying
all
to
that.
start something for their
bring in,
match.
I mean, they've got to bring the new guys through. I mean,
Yeah.
you've seen us. Well, he is finishing, and Orton's what? Breaking news: John Cena's finishing. Orton's not about at the moment. He's off for Christmas, which we've said a few months ago.
Yeah, it's a nice long holiday.
You've got to start bringing your new talent through.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants to see the Miz anymore. He's about done. He's just
I think
pushing.
there's a few people that's kind of like heading out as well, like AJ Styles. I don't think he's
Yeah,
gonna
but
have
he's
much
on
longer.
Raw, but no.
I know, but still, it's
So they need to start ushering the new guys through, which is fair enough. Anyway, now for Michael's moment of the night. This was a struggle. This could be a match. It wasn't a line, nor was it a look, nothing. A promo, 0. Something funny, no. Interesting, no. Serious, no. Quirky, no. And or different, no. Just something that, well, just about caught my eye this time. Obviously, it has to wait until the end. It doesn't. Because if I do it halfway through and it's something that happens at the end, it's kind of a spoiler. So Michael's moment of the night is, as we've said, this was very flat. And as I say, they're looking to extend it back to 3 hours. Ridiculous. But if anything, it has to be Solo. He always makes me smile. He is a funny guy. And the fact that he just scoffed at the Wyatts, saying to them, you think I'm just going to come out when his music hit and the Wyatts were all hanging over the rope waiting for him to come out? The camera was behind the Wyatts and you could just see the entrance. So I thought that the MFTs were going to jump the Wyatts from behind, standard, but they didn't. Solo was on the tie to try and you think I'm going to come out? You think I'm stupid? He's just a funny guy.
Just funny.
He is just a funny guy. That's it, really.
Agree or have any thoughts or views you'd like to share with us, then please feel free to leave them in that comment section down below. Don't forget to go and check out our Musings video with our thoughts and opinions of the last week of WWE. A new one drops every Wednesday.
It usually has a bit of interest and can be quite funny.
Yeah.
So go and
think
check
so.
it out. Well, yeah, Anyway, if you have watched, thank you very much.
And we'll see you Sunday for a quick rundown of Saturday night's main event.